Hey guys, I am making the most amazing pile of profiteroles, chocolate and caramel, and it's going to be filled with really good fresh cream and mascarpone. And this is something we enjoy over Christmas, New Year's, any time of the day. Just change the filling according to the season, and I'll show you just how easy it is to get it right. Starting with 60 grams of unsalted butter goes into a pan, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of castor sugar, and 120 ml of water. I'll take it to a hob now. We'll heat this mixture until the butter has melted and the water is just coming up to a boil. Turn the heat off. And to this we'll add 85 grams of plain flour, and with a wooden spoon start mixing it up. As you're turning this, you'll see that it just comes together nicely and then becomes one big blob. This time we'll keep the heat really low, and just for a minute and a half just move it around to try and cook the flour a bit. The dough is very smooth, it's left the sides, and that's when we take it off now. What we'll do is move this dough into an open bowl, and just with the back of the spoon spread it a little so that it cools down for 5 to 7 minutes. I have got here 3 large eggs, and I'm just going to whisk them together. And our mixture has cooled down slightly, so what I'll do is add half of this first, not all of it, half of this into our mix. Whisk it either by hand or, in my case, an electric whisk. So you can see that the mixture is really thick, which means it needs a bit more egg. The reason for not adding it all together is because the size of the egg or the mixture, it might be too much egg and then you'll ruin your whole mix. So little at a time. So that looks pretty good, smooth, and when you drop it, it forms a really nice V in there. Next, I'm going to fill this mixture into a plain piping bag here. So this is going to make roughly 25 to 30 mini profiteroles, but you can make bigger ones as well. So what we'll do is just chop it off maybe a centimeter. So I've got 2 baking trays here with baking sheet on. Now, if you want and you're starting and you've never made this before, I would suggest you can draw little circles on it, so then you know what size you want and you'll get them all equal. But I have made it a few times, so I'm just going to go for it. So just a little blob and up, little blob and up. So they're more than 30, they're almost double. That means I've made really tiny ones. Just with a little bit of water, press the tips down because it prevents it from burning in the oven before the profiteroles are cooked. Also, you can add a little coating of egg wash on top of these, but I don't do that because I'm going to cover them with chocolate, so what's the point? Now these will go in the oven, really hot oven at 180°C for 25 minutes, and then it's not done then. I'll tell you what to do next. 25 minutes later, and these are looking amazing. Just with a toothpick, make a little hole, and this would help dry out the insides of the profiterole, which will make it really nice and crispy. Now you're going to make these holes in all of these profiteroles and get the temperature of the oven down to around 150, and then bake it for another 20 minutes so that all these dry out. I have got here 2 things going on. So I'm going to make a filling for the profiteroles and a chocolate sauce topping. Now this is not just going to be melted chocolate, it's going to be delicious. So I've got 60 grams of dark muscovado sugar, because it'll give us all the kind of nutty caramelly flavor, and 30 grams of unsalted butter. Put it on the hob on medium to low heat and bring it back once it's all melted. So the main thing we're looking for is to melt the sugar. So we really don't want any granules of sugar, and that looks really good. Sugar has melted and it looks ready to come off the heat. And we let it just very slightly cool down, not completely, but it's really piping hot. If I put the chocolate in this, it'll burn. So I'm just waiting for a couple of seconds And then I'm going to add 20 grams of dark chocolate chopped, and the chocolate would melt from the heat of the sugar and butter. Mix it well, and if it starts going grainy, don't worry. Mix it a little bit and then add a tablespoon or so of double cream, and then keep mixing it, and it'll form a beautifully smooth chocolate sauce. So we leave this aside for 1 minute and we get on with our filling. So I have got here 200 grams of mascarpone cheese because it makes the filling a bit richer. I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of castor sugar and give it a whisk, if I can get the whisk close enough. We're not whisking too much, just so that the sugar has, mixed in well. And I'm going to add 300 ml of double cream to this, more like 400 ml. And we'll whisk it again. We don't want it really thick, so be careful, don't over whisk. If you're not confident, just use a hand whisk. That's it. I've got all the elements together finally. So the cream is just perfectly whisked. It's not too stiff because otherwise it will be difficult to fill it in. I've got some salted caramel sauce here. The recipe is on the channel. Just click on the link here. So I'm just going to add a little bit of drizzle. You don't want to mix the caramel sauce in. You just want swirls of it running through the cream. And we're going to put that in to the piping bag. And here is our tray of mini profiteroles. Basically just the right size to eat it all in. And with the knife, I'm just going to make a tiny hole. The hole we made to get the air out, I'm just making it bigger so that I can fill the cream in. Finally. Right, so I'm gonna just get the top of this off. So just squeeze some cream into the profiterole, fill to the top. If you are making it with the family, it's even better because you can, all chip in. And that is a little mountain of profiteroles. I have got caramel sauce, chocolate sauce. Drizzle this over our lovely profiteroles. Oh my goodness. We're not going to stop at that. We've got this gorgeous chocolate sauce, which we will drizzle on top. Now that will sit beautifully on any dinner table, and I bet everyone in the family will love it. Some chopped roasted hazelnuts, and you've seen it. It's really easy to make. Really easy. So here are caramel and chocolate profiteroles. I don't need to say any more because here it is. So hope you will give this a go. Oh, almost forgot. They are amazing. Please do give this a go. Give us a thumbs up if you like the recipe and subscribe, guys. Hope you will enjoy making these and see you guys soon. Bye.